Welcome or Angel, this is episode 17 of season 3, and yeah, I'm very excited to get into what's going to be a really jolly, happy episode, I can only assume. Yeah, things got a bit crazy in the last episode, it was very intense. Wesley took Connor, then Justine took Connor, then Holt took Connor and jumped through a portal to a hell place, which isn't ideal. So they're gone. Angel's a bit pissed off, rightly so. Wesley's bleeding out on the floor. Not ideal. Yeah, things are tense right now. But I love the last episode so much, and I can't wait to see how they're going to explore the aftermath of what happened in the last one. You know, can Angel get Connor back? Can he forgive Wesley? I'd be bloody surprised. That would be the biggest plot twist of TV history, I think, if he forgave Wesley. And yeah, just what on earth's gonna happen? How do we continue with this? Because it felt like almost the end of a season last time, so... Whew, heavy stuff, but I'm very excited because I'm really intrigued by this whole plotline. So let's get into the next one. Oh, there's the pain. There it is. 30 seconds in. Maybe he's under there?
No toothbrush, no razor, no Mossberg 12 gauge she kept in the closet.
He wouldn't betray us.
He doesn't need to worry about razors, does he? Fuck, look at that. What a cutthroat opening.
As Dee and I planned. Back then we're going to kill and jealous.
Probably welcome it at the minute.
Not a portal.
Oh,
There's pulling and there's noise.
she knows all about
nothing
it.
to hold on to.
Oh, sweetheart, give her a hug.
He must have been so scared.
Fred, you're gonna make me cry.
That Angel, he sure keeps us hopping, doesn't he?
To put it lightly.
We're in a war you can never win, Lila.
You check the files?
They're in English. Cordelia's filing system isn't.
She's keeping some kind of list of time, space, and shit.
Come back, Cordelia.
Okay, so is that
What are you doing?
Calling Cordelia.
Why?
Why?
I don't want to ruin Cordelia's holiday.
Angel.
Your son's gone. She's gonna wanna know that.
Honest to call.
Yeah. Even if it's like,
Tell her what
don't come
happened.
back,
Help.
No.
but this is happening. Which Wesley could have done as well.
Angel.
She'll have presents for Connor. And he's gonna be here so she can give them to him, okay?
Okay.
Angel, you're gonna make me cry. Fuck.
I talked to a couple of different sources like you asked. Angel, the news isn't good.
When is it?
And that's, well, that's not all. The portal you saw opened, it wasn't a portal. We don't have the resources to conjure up that much dark power.
Oh shit.
Oh, I think we do.
Well.
You are?
Deeply troubled.
Sing. Lorne, sing a happy song. Just
I
not
guarantee you that the full force
Bye
of
bye,
the Angel
baby.
will come in hard. Cell phone in my jacket pocket.
Don't sneeze, Angel.
Why should I care?
Because I'm telling you to.
Great, let's have more violence. It's such a help. Imagine losing Holt is like losing a father. Or worse. The trash.
Oh. Excuse me.
Wait!
Oh. Oh.
Get the hell out of here.
Guys, she has a conscience. What's going on?
There was a guy in litigation. He went to the White Room in September. He's in an asylum now.
That bodes well. I see where it gets the name White Room from. Hello, child.
Lila. Oh, do you want your little baby back?
Oh, yeah.
There was something else.
Oh. Oh.
There expensive and hard to come by. You know these things always come with a price. Killer.
Oh!
That's good for now.
Fuck, he was actually gonna
I
do
can
it.
see why they respect you. Can't wait to see how it turns out.
Well, let's not do that again. Oh. Fred is the last person who should be in the trash. I should be in there.
The father will kill the son.
Wes thought Angel.
Was going to kill Connor.
I'm glad they found that out fairly quick.
I told you had a reason for taking Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wes did the right thing.
doesn't necessarily excuse
the
it.
only thing.
You'll forgive Wesley for taking his son and giving him to his mortal enemy?
Yeah.
Is this really how you want to get Connor back? What's next?
Human blood.
Wah wah. She's still gonna take it from herself? Like a power move? Yeah. Oh. Oh. Well.
Now this is more like it.
Ooh, he can do it by himself now.
Lila, do something! Angel, killing the sweep isn't gonna solve anything. Sajan?
Whatever it was flipped a 2-ton truck like a Tonka toy.
Oh. Whoopsie.
Wesley was trying to protect Connor.
He was trying to protect you. Same as we're doing right now.
I don't think that's enough for him though, is it?
Angel, the prophecy.
It's a lie. I'd never heard Connor.
How can you know that for sure?
I'd never heard.
Because it's a prophecy in the TV show.
Now move.
Don't run off now. Faster starting.
I'm not your boyfriend. Find somebody else to smack you around.
My. Yeah, you're a bit too shit to make all those little quips at him, really.
It's all my fault.
Hmm.
No. No, it isn't.
I like they're exploring loads of different ways, like people can and cannot be blamed, and who or who should not be blamed for things. Ah, such happy memories.
All he wanted was that kid to punish Angel. He never cared about anything else.
I'm talking about Wesley. His car's parked up top here. You obviously.
I slit his throat.
Ooh! Yeah, did you? You're not getting a hand on them and guns around.
You call that a fight?
Uh-oh.
Let me show you how we used to do it.
Or you could not?
I also miss gravity, friction, and smashing things to pieces. Let's start with your skulls.
Or yours.
Oh. I mean, you started with the chair, so...
So what are you lying about?
Oh, well, I don't like to brag, but read any good prophecies lately? You wrote the prophecies.
Oh, I knew it was bullshit.
Father will kill the son.
Yeah. I flitted back and forth in time, changed the one that threatened me, polished some others.
Oh, you little bitch.
Manly. It's pretty freaky the first time you see your name in a true prophecy, all carved in blood on an official scroll. The one sired by the vampire with a soul shall grow to manhood and kill Sajan. Me!
So you planted false prophecies.
Oh.
That Angel would kill his son, and Wesley believed him.
Oh. Fred. Yes. Fighting spirit. Leave her alone.
Look like I need more skin problems. Kid had a big future. I mean, big. Oh well, we all gotta go sometime.
Take that, you little bitch. Justine. Justine, the nick of time.
Need to get you indoors, man. We'll find him.
Which him are we talking about?
You did everything you could with the knowledge you had. Just like Wesley.
Don't know if Angel sees it that way for Wesley.
Is by starting to forgive him.
Can I see him? I'm sure you'd like that.
Depends what he has to say.
I want you to know I understand why you did it. I know about the prophecies, and I know how hard it must have been for you to...
Bitch, you're gonna pay for what you did! You took my son! You son of a bitch, you bastard!
Oh my god.
Angel, stop! Angel! I'll kill you! Man, stop! You're dead, man! Right? You're dead! I'll kill you! I'll kill you! You're dead, man! Dead! Dead!
Fuck. Whew. Okay. Well, just as I predicted, very happy, upbeat, light-hearted episode. Man. Jeez. Amazing episode. I really loved it. But what the hell's gonna happen now? I kind of figured Angel was never gonna forgive Wesley. Or at least not yet. It's still very raw. I'm not sure if they could ever have the same level of trust and friendship that they had before. Even if, like, Wesley believed this prophecy that ended up being false. Shall I pretend to be shocked? Or the prophecy wasn't what it seemed in the TV show. But yeah, I loved the idea of Sarjan actually like making it up and like spreading it around in place of the prophecy that would seem Connor was going to kill him. I really liked that twist and how that kind of came about and where the prophecy actually came from. That was really cool, and I really liked Sarjan as like a villain in this one. I love that, you know, we had the moments of comedy with him before, building up to this. Now we've had this turn. He was a really effective opponent, you know. If Justine hadn't showed up there, you know, he'd have killed Angel. And he's gotten rid of Holtz and Connor, it would seem, for now. So, yeah. Just very insane. Just as intense as before, you know. Wesley just being out in the cold for like most of the episode, and even when that homeless guy like seemingly found him and stuff, he just nicked his wallet and left, and whew. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I also liked how they kind of really explored the blurred lines of things. You know, we've always talked about in the previous few episodes, you know, Holtz kind of paints it as justice, what he was doing, but it was actually more about revenge, and the blurred lines between that Holtz kind of views it as. And even in this episode, Sarjan was kind of saying it wasn't like revenge against Angel he was really after, you know, he was after Connor, and it was actually about stopping this real prophecy from coming to pass. So, and he was kind of disguising that as revenge, so the kind of blurred lines as to exactly what everyone's motives are. I really liked that kind of idea, and just it was kind of this blurry cesspool of motivations that all these characters have had for a lot of this season, a lot of this kind of particular story arc. You know, Wesley did what he thought was right, and it was a consequence of all that build-up to him believing this prophecy that wasn't actually real, but he didn't know that. And, you know, is Angel trying to kill Wesley at the end, you know, was that justice? Is that revenge? Even that's blurred. So I like how that theme's kind of very true to this story, and there's just such a weird muddle of motivation, and, you know, it's kind of getting all crossed and disjointed and mixed up, and it's kind of hard to it's hard to blame everyone, but it's also hard to kind of forgive and let go of everyone for their motivations, even if they are kind of sound and justified in a sense. You can't necessarily excuse it, and if I were Angel, I don't think I'd ever forgive Wesley for how that went down. And I know forgiveness can help people move on, and it can help even the people that have been wronged to forgive. But fuck that, if my kid's been taken, I'm never going to see my kid ever again. I'm never going to see them grow up or anything. All because of this false prophecy. And again, you can't hold that aspect against Wesley. But I don't think that excuses what he did. He should have been open and honest about that. But again, you know, different people do different things. If you're in someone else's shoes, people do spontaneous things that they regret sometimes. And I think Wesley could easily look back on this as the moment he can never get over, and the moment his life was changed irreversibly, and he may never have that happiness and that family that he built ever again. I don't think he could ever get back to that fully. And even if Angel does like one day fully forgive Wesley, I think Wesley could never truly forgive himself, and it would be a sense of he can never enjoy things potentially going back to normal or whatever, because there's always going to be that doubt in him that Angel hasn't actually truly forgiven him. So yeah, they really stuck the landing with this whole business with the last episode. I really like how they kind of explored what Angel was going through and why. I mean, I still would have called Cordelia myself. I still think they should have done that, but what Angel was saying, like, oh, she's going to come back and she'll have toys and presents for Connor and he's going to be there to get them. That was just, punch in the stomach. Like, that was gut-wrenching. And David Boreanaz was great in this episode. So just exploring what Angel was willing to do and how far he's willing to go to get his son back, you know, torturing that Linwood, something like that guy in the White Room. He was going to snap Lila's neck there, you know, without hesitation. And that's not even Angelus doing all those things. You know, that's a very kind of Angelus move at times in this episode, with the torture and the potential murder he was going for. I like how they kind of echoed back to that, the little speech at the end where Angel was saying to Wesley, you know, it's not Angelus saying this, it's me, I hope you know that, because then he went to kill him. And it's just so messy and complicated and complex, and where on earth do we take things now? I hope Cordelia comes back soon. It's been far too long. I feel like it can't get any fucking worse, so I feel like Cordelia needs to come back and desperately try and smooth some of this over and sort things out. But, you know, how do they continue? You know, Wesley's the head of Angel Investigations. Would Angel just leave? Would Wesley like quit or resign? Will Fred and Gunn be like, you have to go? It's just such a mess, but I really like that, and I like that they're kind of exploring those things and all these blurred motivations kind of crossing streams, and again some kind of miscommunication, like a lot that there's been in Buffy this season. There's been a lot of miscommunication between the main characters. We're having a bit of that here as well, but in a very different kind of way. So I really, really am fascinated in that, and so many people's motivations in this season so far, to an extent they've been justified, but you can't excuse it. Even like Gunn's friends in episode 3, to an extent you can see where they're coming from, with their killing any demon they lay their hands on or whatever. Lay their hands on, gross. Lay their eyes on. But it doesn't excuse what they were doing, and that bloody bastard in that episode, God, I hated him. So I like how they're still kind of going about that, and I really enjoyed Fred and Gunn in this episode. Fred's like standing up for herself a lot more, and like loads of different people, so her confidence is kind of growing back. When she was scared that Connor was scared going through a portal, because that's what she went through, that was horrendous and heartbreaking, and I love that really little like character moment for her. Gunn comforting her was really nice as well, and defending her and everything, not going after Angel, because if Angel had hurt Fred, Gunn would have then had to kill Angel, and he doesn't want to do that. Just a lot of moments like that I think were really kind of powerful character moments, and I like that they spent a lot of the episode being like, there must be some reason that Wesley did this. They're not just completely writing him off and cutting him off. But you can kind of understand that because they didn't lose their child. Whereas Angel was just kind of focused on that. When they found like the journal entries and everything, they kind of understood where Wesley was coming from. And I don't think they were necessarily excusing his actions either. I think they just want what's best for everyone that they care about, including Angel and Wesley. That's why they were kind of hoping Angel would like forgive Wesley at the end and be there for him at the hospital, even though Angel clearly had different motives for that. And Lorne was kind of about that as well. He was kind of saying, you know, maybe to forgive yourself, you need to forgive Wesley as well, because of course Angel is the king of blaming himself for everything. So of course he's going to blame himself for this, and losing Connor. And yeah, just the absence of him in this whole episode I think was really, really powerful. And I really love how they kind of explored this. I kind of wish this is how they explored the aftermath of Dala's sacrifice and what she did. We didn't really get that, unfortunately. Kind of glossed over Dala just dying like that. But they really kind of took the time to explore the consequences of the last episode in this one, and I really did enjoy that. And yeah, Fred and Gunn, I really loved what they were trying to do. You know, the lengths they were going to try and get answers, and even like confronting Justine and trying to fight off Sarjan. Just so well done. And yeah, I have no idea what Wesley's going to do now. I'm glad he's alive, at least. Again, probably never going to be the same again. But, you know, shows like this do have these long-term consequences, and I really am fascinated to see what Wesley's going to do next and how he's going to move forward. Instead of just him in himself and being able to forgive himself once he realises that the prophecy was all made up and he kind of believed this lie. And he couldn't have known for sure that it was a lie. But man, I'm really interested in what he's going to be like now and going forward, what he's going to do in the show, you know. Is he just going to leave the show? He's going to be like, I can't live with this regret here. There's too many bad memories here. Maybe he's just going to sod off, which would suck because I really like Wesley. And I can understand his motivations for doing what he did. He didn't execute them all in the way I would have done. You know, I definitely would have called Cordelia and everything. And I get Charisma Carpenter was like away getting married and stuff. I still don't feel like that excuses it. Like never even like calling her once, even if it's like, you know, don't come back from your holiday. Don't feel like you have to come back, but this is what's going on. At least informing her and maybe getting some advice from her over the phone and being like, okay, thanks. I'll take that on board, carry on with your holiday. I feel like people have been written out because they've been on holiday or whatever better than this. I don't think it necessarily excuses it. I understand why she had to be absent now, sure. But I think there's something better than bringing Russell back into it and, you know, having all this happen while she's away. You know, Sarah Michelle Gellar missed a lot of an episode of Buffy, but they made Buffy invisible and it kind of worked in terms of that plot line, whereas I feel like I can't quite excuse this in the same way. But regardless, I'm fascinated to see what they're going to do with Wesley next. You know, even Lorne was kind of saying, you know, to Angel, maybe you should forgive Wesley and everything, and Lorne got attacked and knocked out by Wesley in the last one, so it's interesting to see how much he's willing to forgive Wesley, how much Fred and Gunn were trying to justify Wesley's actions and forgive him for that. But I can completely get why Angel wouldn't, because in his shoes I'd probably want the bastard dead as well. But that whole scene at the end, though, where he was like trying to smother him, was so powerful. Like, oh my god, David's performance at that final moment, and the fact that Wesley couldn't talk yet made it even more powerful. Because there's not really a way I think he could defend his actions to Angel, even if he could speak. So I love that he couldn't speak anyway. And yeah, just some really powerful acting from both of those actors at the end there. Like, damn, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the next 5 episodes with this. And then yeah, getting a bit of Linwood, the smiling Wolf from the Heart guy, is cool. I quite like his performance. It was cool to see a bit of him and to see Lila kind of get one over on him and do that bit of a power move when she like cut herself to get her own blood instead of getting some from him. That was great. I loved Lila in this episode. Kind of being forced to help out and her role in things and everything. That was cool. Really am enjoying her presence more and more. I've always liked Lila enough, but I think there's been a lot of moments this season where I'm like, oh my god, you're such a badass and I love you. So she's awesome. Let's see a bit more of her. I always enjoy seeing another side to Wolfram and Hart, and the White Room is a very interesting idea. And just how like pure white it is, considering what a devious actual place it would seem to be, and they kind of presented it in a very like heavenly pure way, but they had that bright little girl in there, and the motivations clearly are horrendous because it's from Wolfram and Hart. So I liked that idea and getting a bit more lore, if you will, for Wolfram and Hart. And yeah, Sarjan, I'm really enjoying him as a villain. I hope he's not done for good, but he did get sucked up in the jar, so maybe he is done, but you know, he's done the damage he needed to do. I think he wanted to kill Angel as well, but that was not what it was truly about, as he said, so he kind of won, and I think that's always fascinating when a villain wins, and like, what do the heroes do now? So yeah, I really liked him kind of gaining his like actual form back, so he could like touch things and fight things. He seemed quite a capable fighter. I loved the brief kind of flashbacky moments we got with that, filling in a bit of his backstory, and finding out that he like invented this prophecy to kind of counteract another one. Very, very cool. And yeah, he just had this really powerful impact, and he kind of has won in the end. But I hope we do see a bit more of him, because I do really enjoy him, and I like how they've kind of really escalated his character as a threat, both physically and kind of mentally as well. But even if that is he's done, you know, I think he's definitely left an impact on the team that will change them forever, particularly obviously Angel and Wesley, if Connor's really gone for good. So I think he's one of the most effective villains that Angel's actually had. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed that side of things. I like that they carried on exploring Justine, and she seemed to be kind of maybe in love with Holtz. I guess that's what they were going for. I did think there's a bit of a moment between them in Loyalty when he saved her from the fire or whatever it was, and they had like a bit of a moment on the floor. Because it seemed to be, Fred thought it was like a father-daughter thing, but then Justine's silence kind of changed her viewpoint on that. So that was cool that it kind of explored a bit of what happened next with Justine and trying to rally the troops still for this cause. I could have done without them, honestly. She could have just walked in and been like, Holtz is gone, get on with your lives, bye, and then we just carry on focusing on her. I don't really need more people for Angel to beat up when we already had enough in this episode, but it was okay. I didn't hate it by any means, and it was cool that they did mainly focus on her and this impact of Holtz kind of abandoning her realising that he never really cared about anyone except his kind of mission to destroy Angel. So that was cool. And the fact that when she made that realisation, I think she did come around, she told them where Wesley was. She stopped Sarjan, you know, she saved Angel's life, and Holtz's mission was to try and kill Angel eventually. The fact that she ended up saving him shows a big corner turn for her. Maybe a bit quick, would have been cool to do that maybe in another episode too, but I can see how she got there in the aftermath of Holtz kind of abandoning her. I don't know if we're going to see her again. They seemed like rounded that off with her, and she kind of redeemed herself a bit. But it would be cool to carry on seeing her a bit more. But even if that is it, I'm kind of happy with that little arc for her, because she seems to, if she didn't want to follow through with Holtz's mission to kill Angel and saved his life the way she did, I guess she's kind of found a new purpose in life. In Holtz's abandonment, maybe she's kind of trying to seek out something better than what Holtz is offering her. She's found something bigger than just revenge to live for. So that's kind of cool. They've gone about that way with her. So yeah, I did enjoy what they did with her in the end. She's not like the most interesting character in the world, but I feel like there are some layers to her a bit more with this episode that I did appreciate, and I liked how she kind of came round on things. So yeah, pretty good stuff with her as well. But overall, just an amazing, amazing episode. Very intense. Incredible performances by basically everyone. I loved Sarjan as the villain. I loved everything with Lila and Linwood. The idea of like all these blurred motivations and the fine line between justice and revenge. Is that really what it is? Is everyone's motivation exactly what it seems? The idea of, you know, even with that guy who's in the car accident with Sarjan, an Angel not like letting him take the blame. Who do we blame for all these different situations? They kind of brought that up multiple occasions, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, Fred and Gunn and Lorne trying to kind of help Angel through all this and convincing him to try and forgive Wesley, or trying to convince him. Them finding justification for Wesley's actions, and all the revelations from Sarjan was great. I liked what they did with Justine. And that end scene with Angel saying he's going to kill Wesley was very, very powerful, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next with that, because oh my goodness. Things are very intense, but I'm loving this kind of plot line. And I still think we'll see Holtz and Connor again at some point, but it was cool that they were really exploring their absence and we didn't see them in the episode. apart from obviously when Justine was having those flashes of conscience, and some memories of Holt's there. So romantic when he stabbed her hand through a needle, made her stay there for hours. But yeah, fantastic episode. I loved it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next with this. And that's the end of this current cycle for Buffyverse, and the next one will be the next episode of Angel, and then I think it's 2 Buffys. So very excited to carry on with this. And yeah, awesome episode. Heartbreaking, very powerful, but so good. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.